Bonjour!
It's Tanisha, and welcome to my first sketchbook tour ever! Oh, you can kind of see me in the reflection. So this sketchbook is mainly for sketching and using your pencil and pen, but I encourage you to keep an open mind because you'll find out soon. Okay, so for the first page, I wanted to put the number because I get more excited to work on something if I numbered it down. So yeah, there's that. And I started it on December 25th, 2017, and I ended it 2020. It took me 3 years, but it's okay. I ended it on 3rd June, which was my little puppy's birthday. So I'm happy. He has to be in all of my covers. I thought it was really creative of my friend to do this to get us to join the shared Spotify playlist. And of course, what is a sketchbook without my Totoro Studio Ghibli animation characters? I love Totoro, so I had to do that. And if you watch it, you'll know where all these characters from. And I usually paint landscape, and I wanted to figure out how it looks like when you actually draw them. So I was looking at pictures and trying to practice it. And for this one, this is on another notebook page. You can see the line. But whenever I go to lectures that don't require me to take notes down, for example, I was in a training for this one, and I usually sketch or doodle around to be able to concentrate more. Let me know if you do that too, because I want to know if I'm not the only one here. So I ended up doodling this thing, and I liked it enough to just glue it here. This was over Christmas break, and I was just sitting on a sofa, and then the dog was sitting by the entrance, and I thought it was such a cute view. You can't tell, but there's the dog, and then there's a kitchen, and back there was the Christmas tree. And I thought that was pretty, so I just sketched it in. I like that moment that I captured. And of course, I love drawing mountains, so I like painting them actually, and I was trying to do them using other mediums. So I was using like an old brush pen I had. You can tell it's old, but I like the effect, it's from far, so that's good. And then you can't really tell, but I started sketching that with a pencil. But yeah, there's that. And yeah, and I moved on to painting them back. I just did a quick sketch. This took me like probably 15 minutes because I was just putting on the paint quickly, and I just wanted to practice how light hits the trees. So I was telling myself light is coming this way, so where I'm gonna place the light. So that's why I was practicing there, and I went back to using my micro pen to sketch out other mountains. I was trying to keep a theme within those 4 pages. This page. So I keep saying that I like drawing landscape. That's because I'm not good at drawing faces. So I was trying to give it a go on my sketchbook because it's personal and I could practice on it. So yeah, so this eyes is actually I got inspired by Himina, one of the YouTuber. She does such great eyes. And then I tried doing this face. Those black strips might look intentional, but I was basically trying to hide the lack of measurement I did on this face. This is when I got my white pen, gel pen, and I wanted to see how it looks like on the black paper, so that's what I was doing. I don't know, it looks artsy, does it? I don't know, you tell me. And more faces. I wanted to get myself to be able to get used to drawing faces, so I went on Pinterest and use reference, and I was trying some cool effect back here, and this is the only face that I did out of my own head. And as you can clearly tell, I hated it because I put sunglasses on her because her eyes didn't turn out good. And this is just to say I was doing it at 2 a.m. so I was like, oh, it's time to go to sleep. But no, I didn't go to sleep because I turned the page, I grabbed the pen, and I started loosely sketching around because I felt like I lost my hand. I don't know how you call it, but if you don't practice a lot as an artist, it doesn't come as naturally. Your hand is more like rigid. So I was trying to create more fluidity. So I did that. I drew my dog because my little puppy, it's cute. And then, and I wrote it here. So by then it was 3 a.m. and I wrote, then this is what I'm doing. And here you go, more painting on a page that you're not supposed to. One of my favorite painting to do is galaxy painting because they're so easy. I could literally do this in like 5 minutes. Okay, maybe not 5 minutes. I could do it in like 10 minutes. Maybe not 10 minutes. Let's think. Oh, like 15 minutes. I can do the background within like 5 minutes, wait for it to dry, add the trees, sprinkle some stars, and it's all good. And this is a show that I love. So this is from Bojack Horseman. I basically just had my brush pen in hand and I was watching the show and I just drew the, what is it called? Yeah, I just drew the opening. So for this page, I was inspired by a book cover, the Moby Dick book cover, and it was really cool how they use line to make the waves, and I wanted to just try this art style and try to see if I could learn some techniques from it. So yeah, there's that. And again, I'm practicing my signature down here. I think on that day I was feeling very uninspired and I wrote looking out the windows because again we were stuck inside for so long then. And I wrote, this quarantine life has made me appreciate the sky more, sunsets more, my hobbies more, my health more, windows more, and life more. I guess when you're stuck inside, you're stuck with yourselves and your thoughts. So I was trying to write my thoughts and I love looking outside somewhere I couldn't be at that moment. So I was doing like a sketch on what I want my window to look like and where I want to be. I went back into doing faces, and the easiest type of faces you could do, I mean it's not that easy, but easier than real faces, is to do anime faces. I like when they do chibi version of people because they are the cutest. Look at that, it's so cute. And I gained a lot more confidence to try to draw again real faces, and this time it was of a group that I would listen to, and I was drawing the group members. And it's from Monster X. If you guys know them, tell me if you can recognize them. I want to know. I was trying to draw their faces, and again I didn't want to draw the other side of face because I'll always mess it up, so I hide it behind this face. This is how I got away from you. And here's the picture for it. I was just watching a show and just loosely sketching that picture, and it's not accurate, but I still like what I did with it. I was totally hiding the hand here. I hate drawing hands, so you can't really tell it's here, but it's okay. And for the next one, I went for this face that I love looking at pictures of sky with the pole on it, so that's what I was doing. And again, I got tired of using black pen, so I just pulled out my blue pen from my pencil case and then I drew. This picture was inspired by a picture I found on Pinterest again. I love Pinterest, by the way. If you're like lost in terms of inspiration, just scroll for Pinterest and there should be something for you. So yeah, I looked for that and I like how it turned out. It was blue, some different color. Made it a little bit more exciting. So yeah, I like that. And there we go on our Studio Ghibli theme page. I was just doing like little sketches to break up the same kind of feeling my pages was giving me. And there I keep going back and forth into doing landscape and doing faces because I would tell myself, oh, I can't draw faces, never mind, I'll just paint landscape. And then I'll be like, oh, I could try to practice, maybe I'll get better this time. So that's what I do. I go back and forth into drawing faces. And more faces again from Pinterest. I was trying to use all my different mediums that I have. I like this one a lot. She had like flowers on the two side buns, so I use my micro pen and I use my brush pen, which is clearly running out but I still think it's a cool effect. And this page, I just went back into using normal pencil to do just a random sketch. I don't know, I felt like I wanted to use pencil, so that's what this page is about. I don't really have much to say about it. It's not the greatest, but you know, we all have those days when we don't know what to draw, so I chose something simple and drew it. This painting, I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, it's so bad. Why are you doing it in this paper? It's so thin. What? You're gonna ruin the paper. But hear me out. I wanted to do it on a sketchbook, and that was the sketchbook that I have available. And one thing that I found out work is if you use thick enough paint, it actually won't crumble too much. And for the next page, oh, it's a person, it's a man. I usually just draw a lot of girls when I try to draw faces, and I wanted to challenge myself to draw a man, although I put a long hair on his head. I like how the hair looked like. Again, I'm using that poor brush pen. And the next page is basically something similar. I was trying the brush pen again. I tried it with some pencil. I tried just doing the outline, and I tried using paint as well. After doing that, I realized that I still need more work done to do my portraits. But again, it's a good practice. Sometimes you feel inspired enough to paint for 5 minutes. So that's what I did. I just painted this really quickly. There's like not enough merging being done, but I like the brush stroke that I left. Put on some stars because I love doing a night sky, and I just added some black for the trees because it's a good way to add outlines and you don't have to worry about lights and shades. And Baby Yoda. That's all I'm gonna say. And I like this one. It was a picture again that I saw, and it just says, "I'll do it tomorrow." That was me most of my quarantine semester. And this is, if you've watched Studio Jubilee, you'll know where is this from. This is from the forest, and the little people had their head turning around. Okay, so this page I started by just doing a sketch of the mountains because I always go back with mountains because I like it. And I was like, oh, I have some watercolor. I want to try it on this paper. Of course, bad idea because it's not a paper for it. And the color turned out muddy, which tells me I still need a lot more work done. Doing watercolor, I kept it because not every work has to be perfect in your sketchbook. It's all about experimenting, and I literally just wanted to experiment water with my micro pen. But then the paper didn't handle it that well. Poor paper. And I went back into drawing another girl's face because well, I already drew a man's face, so I wanted to draw a girl face again. So I thought that was a cute picture, and I wanted to draw the little beanie and stuff. Oh, that's not what it's called. What is this called? Beret. Yeah, the beret was nice, so I drew that. This is like my most emotional page in the sketchbook. Where do I even start? Okay, so it was around time that I was missing home. So this is a view from home, and I just added a little quote. I don't even know. I hope that's true. But that's this word which said, a homesickness for a home which you cannot return, a home which maybe never was, the nostalgia, the yearning, the grief for the lost places of your past. Okay, I am back. My battery died. The usual. Anyway, so this page is I dated it the 30th of May 2020. At 10 p.m. is when I got my email that my internship was cancelled, and I just wrote some of my feelings down, but I want to still have it because it's mine. So yeah. So these are just pictures from my Instagram. So this is, yeah, they are all from Mauritius, which is where I'm from. So this is this picture. I've always wanted to go there, and I was able to go last year, and I love the place, and I tried drawing it. I don't know if I did it justice. When I get a house, this is what my house is gonna look like. I like this a lot. And I think this is the most sketchbook-like page you will ever see. But yeah, I was trying to draw faces. I think I did a pretty okay job. I was trying to figure out shading, and then I was just having fun with faces. After drawing faces, I had to go back to draw landscape, so that's what I did. Again, I went on Pinterest and I tried to find cool looking places, and I tried to use pencil doing that, and I was just testing out the different pencil and wrote it down for this one. And then I used micro pen and my dying brush pen to do some of the details. So yeah, there's that. If you can't tell, there's a little dog here. I kind of messed it up, but I like it still. It's a nice sketch. Ooh, and I have been seeing a lot of sketchbook with nice painting, and I want to do that. So this is a picture I found on Pinterest, and I thought that was really pretty, so I had to copy it. I just used a tape to tape the side and just use my acrylic paint. Those are acrylic paints I've had for a long time, so I just used those to paint with it. And I literally did this in like 10 minutes. To think it looks good even if I did in 10 minutes, but you can see like the quick brush strokes on it. But yeah, I still like how it turned out. It's like a sketch kind of painting. This is my favorite page because it has everything that I like. I like Studio Ghibli, I love Totoro, I like looking at the sky, and I also like looking at flowers. And this has such a great color combination. And of course Totoro. What do you want me to say? It's cute, so it had to be in here. This is the picture I was referencing from, and that was my way of capturing the moment there. I took a break from actual paint and I went back into sketching and doing line drawings. Pew. And after doing that, I tried drawing something that I was looking at. So this is a view from my dorm room. Anyway, that's the view. And I tried giving watercolor another chance again. I was scrolling again for Pinterest and I saw this artist called Olivier Kugler, and I thought this was so cute the way he did it, so I wanted to copy it and try it. And yeah, I like how it turned out. I like the art style. And this is just another sketch. I was trying to grab my pencil and do a quick sketch of a landscape because I love doing that. This is not a great page either, but I was trying to do something with perspective, and you can clearly tell this and this don't look like they should be together. This looks from something, this looks good by itself, and then this looks good by itself, but they don't look good together. But hey, I was practicing, it's fine. And this one, I did this for one of my videos that I've done, and I tried again watercolor, and I don't seem to understand from my own mistake. I keep doing the same thing. I use watercolor until the paper can handle it. Ooh. I like this one because I like scary movies, and I thought that was so cool. It actually creeped me out when I first saw videos of it and the way people edited him into a game and everything, so I wanted to draw it. So here's that. I had to include that in my sketchbook. And yes, if you know me, I also love bubble tea, so I had to include at least one sketch. I started painting it and then I got lazy. I didn't want to paint the rest, so I tried to make it look artistic. Does it look artistic? Let me know. And this one, I like this one a lot. This is a lovely art style. When I first discovered it, I was like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. You just put some blotches of paint and then sketch on it, and it just looks well put together. So again, it had to be in my sketchbook. And of course, I had to add some more galaxy painting. I always do dark blue, purple sky, and I saw a picture that had like a fiery sky, so this is my take at it. And again, I took a break from painting. I wanted to pick up my micro pen. I can't talk sometimes, but I just gave a quick sketch to Paris because I've been there and I remembered the time I spent there, so I wanted to include something about Paris. This painting is actually from this picture that I saw, and I wanted to try to copy it, but I guess I started painting it when I was not too inspired, so you kind of see it looking more cartoony, which is okay. I tried doing a cartoon version of myself. It looks nothing like me. And then I painted myself, and again, it doesn't look like me. I literally painted this after doing this. I was like, oh my god, I'm not good at this, so I'm just gonna go paint landscape. So I painted a landscape just to feel better. So yeah, I painted a painting inspired by Bob Ross. I want to paint that on a shed where I'm staying, so I just did like a small thumbnail about it. So I like that. And we're up to our final page. I didn't know what to do in my final page. I feel like I would have wanted this to be my final page because it's pretty. So I just painted the beach. I thought it was really pretty with the flowers and the turquoise ocean and the blue sky. This is everything I like. So it had to be my last page. I hope that you guys enjoy my sketchbook tour. I was really excited to work on this and show you guys what I've done. Make sure to like, and if you want to share it to show someone something cool I've done, I'll be happy. And if not, I will see you in the next video. Allez, bye!